Swadika, good morning and welcome to Newsline. I'm Cholapansa Narula. Thank you very much for being here with us this morning. It's Monday's edition, January 25th of 2016, and here are today's top news. In Thailand moves forward, the Prime Minister has urged the public to remain calm while assuring them of Thailand's reliable public health standards after the country's second case of Middle East Respiratory Syndrome, or MERS, was confirmed. Government spokesperson Major General Sansern Kaew said that Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha has been informed of Thailand's second MERS patient and has asked the public to calmly follow news developments. The Prime Minister assured that the Ministry of Public Health is equipped with efficient screening, treatment and control systems which are in line with international standards. Major General Sansern revealed that General Prayut has showed concerns for public health and would like everyone to constantly seek more information about the virus from news media and any public health offices. The Prime Minister also urged people to report any suspicious infections to the Disease Control Department hotline 1422 or the nearest hospitals. A spokesman for the CCCIF has stressed that artisanal fishing is allowed to operate as usual. Spokesman for the Command Center for Combating Illegal Fishing, Vice Admiral Jumpon Lumpikanon, said artisanal fishers were not prohibited from operating since Section 34 of the 2015 Emergency Decree governing fisheries was not yet in effect. The government had to set up provincial fishing committees and speak with local artisanal fishers before demarcating fishing zones. A network of artisanal fishers in Prachuap Khiri Khan province submitted a letter to the government earlier this month asking that the government revoke Section 34 of the Emergency Decree governing fisheries. They said the law affected artisanal fishers by limiting their fishing area to only 3 nautical miles. The issues of illegal, unreported and unregulated or IUU fishing in Thailand are among the government's main concerns. After receiving a yellow card from the EU or European Union, the Thai government has launched a multi-pronged campaign against IUU fishing in the kingdom's waters. Let's take a look at this special report.
Fisheries Act BE 2558 was enacted to amend the original Fisheries Act, which was incomplete and out of date, and replace it with the rules and regulations that can be immediately enforced, together with ministerial regulations and subsidiary legislations.
เราคงจะต้องเดินสายในการทำความเข้าใจนะครับไม่ใช่เฉพาะชาวประมงครับซึ่งแต่ละสมาคมก็ได้มีการประสานงานมาอยู่เป็นระยะนะครับจะให้กรมประมงจัดเจ้าหน้าที่ไปช่วยให้ความรู้ความเข้าใจในเรื่องต่างๆเพราะฉะนั้นเนี่ยถ้าเราสามารถให้ความเข้าใจในกลุ่มย่อยต่างๆไปได้นี่ก็ทำให้สมาชิกของเขาสามารถเข้าใจและทำการกฎหมายได้อย่างมีประสิทธิภาพแล้วก็ไม่ผิดกฎหมายต่อไป
The contents that are different from the previous act are as follows. Commercial fishing vessels must notify port in, port out center when entering and leaving port. Fishing vessels over 60 gross tons must install the vessel monitoring system on board. Separate fishing area for commercial fisheries and local fisheries from each other. Enforce the use of logbook for local fisheries in order to accurately keep statistics of the use of Thai fisheries resources. There must be an observer station on board each vessel at all times during the transfer of aquatic animals and fisheries outside Thai waters. Increase measures at 38 ports to monitor foreign fishing vessels and aquatic animals imports from abroad. empowering the states to order the closure of fish processing industry if found to be using illegal labor. Commercial fishing licenses are required to specify the maximum amount of fish that fishermen are allowed to catch. The legislation does not completely cover or answer all the problems that we are facing. It is important that Thai fishermen understand and comply with the sustainability of the seas of Thailand.
ถ้าเกิดว่าเราไม่ยอมรับหรือว่ายังทำตามแบบเดิมๆมันก็ยังไม่เป็นที่ยอมรับแล้วเราจะไปค้าขายกับเขาเนี่ยเราก็ต้องรู้กฎเกณฑ์ของต่างประเทศเขาว่าเราควรจะปฏิบัติยังไง
Moving on to our next story, the Rubber Authority of Thailand will purchase up to 100,000 tons of rubber from Thai farmers, a move to tackle falling market prices. Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Agriculture and Cooperatives, Thirapat Prayunsit, visited the Rubber Authority of Thailand's headquarters to inspect its readiness to set up more than 800 stalls nationwide to purchase rubber from Thai farmers. In order to ensure transparency, the Permanent Secretary also invited the National Anti-Corruption Commission and the Office of the Auditor General of Thailand to the inspection. During the period of January 25th to January 30th, approximately 100,000 tons of rubber will be sold to the Rubber Authority of Thailand. All stalls will be open from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. 400 stalls will be set up in southern provinces, 30 stalls in the east, 200 stalls in the northeast, and another 200 stalls in the northern region. The Internal Security Operations Command Region 4 is preparing to further integrate state and civil cooperation in the third phase of its peace plan. The next stage of the ISOC strategies will center on peace enhancement and sustainable development. ISOC Region 4 spokesman Colonel Pramod Prom-in said the Army Region 4 would expand the state and civil cooperation project to 37 districts in Pattani, Narathiwat and Yala provinces and 4 districts in Songkhla starting February the 1st. The project will entail collaborative efforts from security officials, civilians, and political dissidents so that all parties can better understand one another and participate in the peace plan. Colonel Pramod added that the government expects the project will lead to sustainable solutions. And the military's effort to restore peace in the 3 southernmost provinces of Thailand has seen some improvement, according to Region 4 Deputy Commander Lieutenant General Rungsak Suwarnakha. Lieutenant General Rungsak informed members of the press that one of the state-initiated projects to create unity and maintain peace in the Deep South has proven very successful, citing a 60% drop in violence. He said the project will soon be introduced to a total of 37 districts in the 3 southernmost provinces. Lieutenant General Rungsak said a smaller number of violent incidents have been seen since the National Council for Peace and Order, or NCPO, took over the administration, thanks to the NCPO's guidelines, which seek to foster understanding between officers and the general public, maintain peace and order, and build an atmosphere conducive to peace dialogues. The overall drought situation in Uthai Thani province has not reached critical levels yet, since most of its water storage areas have retained 40 to 50% of capacity. Permanent Secretary for Agriculture and Cooperatives Thirapat Prayunsit used helicopter of the ministry to inspect the drought situation in the province. He surveyed the Sakakrang River Basin and Hoi Kha Kang forests, where the water to reservoirs such as Hoi Kun Gao, Hoi Kot, and Tapsala originates. The official found that the drought situation in Uthai Thani was not critical, and many natural water storage areas had sufficient water for agricultural activities. However, the Permanent Secretary found that the current water levels of Kun Gao and Tapsalao's main reservoirs were critical. The average water level was just 20%, and the water could only be used for consumption. The Permanent Secretary instructed the Department of Royal Rainmaking and Agricultural Aviation to immediately conduct artificial rains for the two reservoirs when moisture in the air reach appropriate levels. Poor and underprivileged people in Chiang Mai province will receive warm clothes and blankets as the cold weather lingers on. Pawin Chamni Prasad, Chiang Mai governor, received 500 winter clothes and 500 blankets from Praya Pirom Pakdi Foundation and Tesco Foundation. All donated items will be given out to those affected by the cold weather and the poor people who cannot afford them. The governor said there are a large number of people in rural areas who cannot afford warm clothes, while asking those who have more than they need to make contributions. According to the Thai Meteorological Department, temperatures in the northern region of Thailand could drop 3 to 5 degrees Celsius. The dropping temperatures are caused by the high air pressure coming from China. Meanwhile, during January 26 to the 27th, the westerly trough from Myanmar will cover the north and northeast of Thailand, affecting outbreaks of persistent cold spell. In Bangkok today, the weather is partly cloudy, with temperatures hovering between 26 to 16 degrees Celsius. Let's now go over to Nan Province. The Nan Arts Festival will take place between February 19 till the 21st at the Nan National Museum. During a press conference, Nan Governor Suwat Promsuwan announced that the province will organize the Nan Arts Festival in the month of February. The event aims to pass on the culture of Lana to new generations, as well as showcase the province's creative works of art by two well-known artists, Vinay Prapipu and Nawrat Pongpaiboon. Mr. Nawrat is a national artist and winner of the Southeast Asian Writers Award. The event will feature paintings, literature, sculptures, cultural performances, and short films. The Nan Arts Festival will be held at the Nan National Museum from February 19th till the 21st. Various agencies in Chiang Rai Province have organized an activity to highlight cultural uniqueness of ethnic groups on the occasion of Chiang Rai Ethnic Culture Conservation Day. The event took place at Siksa Songkra Machan School in Machan District. District Chief Officer Somkiat Suthicharan Panit presided over the opening ceremony. The secondary school is attended by several ethnic groups. A large number of students and parents took part in the activity. The get-together featured a variety of programs such as ethnic cookery demonstrations, an ethnic fashion show, and also cultural performances. The Chiang Rai Ethnic Culture Conservation Day is supported by a project under the Royal Initiative of Her Royal Highness Princess Mahachakri Sirinthorn. Its objective is to raise awareness of the value of cultural diversity among children. And that's it for Thailand Moves Forward. Up next in ASEAN News, we present a special report on the growing hostel industry in Thailand. But first, here's a look at the exchange rates and commodity prices.
Gifts of bounty fill the trawler
Welcome back. You're watching Newsline. Hostels are typically budget-oriented, sociable accommodations where guests can rent a bed in a dormitory with shared common space to meet fellow travelers. Although the industry has taken off, many are concerned about how hostels should be regulated. With more on this story, we turn to Kun Panot Sinsap.
Hostels are typically budget-oriented, sociable accommodation where guests can rent a bed in a dormitory with a shared common space to meet fellow travelers. The concept is not new in Thailand, but these businesses have been gaining in popularity. In 2015, there were roughly 2,000 hostels in Thailand, making up 12% of all the accommodations available in the country, and it is expected to grow by another 10% this year. The reason, researchers see it as a trend among those in their 20s and 30s who are now traveling more and would like to make more friends on their trips rather than staying in hotels. Of course, young people tend to have a lower income. Hostels have room rates as low as 250 baht a night. Here is an expert on the topic, Ajahn Burim Otakanun from Mahidol University, who explains why staying in hostels has become so popular.
They change from selling bed to selling experience when you are in our hostel. And the tourists say, whoa, if I stay to this hostel, not only the bed that I got, but also other experience that I can share with people. And that's why it's a kind of deliver more value to the tourists.
As demand and opportunities grow for hostel accommodations, the industry is still fairly niche in Thailand, and there is no clear and dedicated law about them. Many have raised concerns, especially as there have been cases of crackdowns on illegal accommodation services, and some hostels failed to comply with the Thai 2004 Hotel Act. Analysts point out that Thailand needs clearer regulations and that the setting up of a hostels association is necessary.
Regulation, it's not clear, and it's prohibited. People who want to do a hostel, in terms of legal perspective, I think the government, the administration should have a kind of ease people to start up their own business by releasing a clear regulations about hostel. Also support and encourage to have a association, hostel association, then they can group together.
Ajahn Burim also added that the proposed association will help connect business owners to share experience together. Those who stay at hostels will benefit in terms of higher safety and security standards, while 3-star hotels may feel threatened by the growth of hostels. Ajahn Burim recommends that each accommodation venture find its unique identity and the characteristics to attract increasingly niche customers. I'm Panot Sinsap from Weekly World.
The Tourism Authority of Thailand has planned to promote health tourism in Trat province to Cambodian travelers. According to Kun Wanaprapha Sukhsombun, director of the TAT office in Trat, the Tourism Authority of Thailand has joined hands with local and Cambodian tour operators in the campaign to attract holiday makers from the neighboring country to health tourism in the seaside province. The new tour package consists of a medical checkup at a highly recommended hospital and a trip to Koh Chang and nearby islands. The price starts from 20,000 baht per person. Ms. Wanaprapha added that the Trat archipelago had seen a growing number of visitors since the province was chosen as one of the 12 cities that must not be missed by the TAT. International news, Syrian pro-government forces recaptured a key rebel-held town in coastal Latakia province, building on battlefield advances in the area ahead of planned peace talks this week in Geneva between Damascus and Syria's opposition. Government troops and militiamen supported by Moscow's air power and joined on the ground by Lebanese Hezbollah fighters and Iranian forces have pressed offensives in the west and northwest of the country in recent months, seeking to reverse gains made by insurgents last year. The latest advance comes ahead of peace talks originally set for Monday, but which now look likely to be delayed, partly due to a dispute over the opposition negotiating team's composition. The opposition has also said Russia must stop bombing civilian areas in Damascus and must lift sieges before joining talks. The Britain-based Syrian Observatory for Human Rights said the recapture of the town of Rabia and Latakia province has paved the way for an advance up to the border with Turkey. Syrian state television confirmed Rabia's capture. Turkey supports insurgents battling the forces of President Bashar al-Assad, who has the backing of Russia and Iran. Save the Children has warned that Ethiopia is facing its worst drought in half a century. The announcement came ahead of a meeting of world leaders, including UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon, for the 26th African Union Summit in Addis Ababa. Drought conditions triggered by the El Niño phenomenon began in June 2015 in remote northeastern areas of the country, as well as many parts of Somalia and Somaliland, and have spread rapidly to the more populous highlands, leaving an estimated 10.1 million people in need of food aid. Save the Children currently classifies just two global humanitarian crises at the organization's highest level of emergency: the ongoing war in Syria and the drought in Ethiopia. In the Mendes local health care in the Afar region, women are desperately queuing to have their sick children seen before it is too late. The charity is working in over 60 of the worst drought-affected districts in Ethiopia, providing food, water, medicine, and crucial support to families who have lost their incomes, with immediate focus on increasing food aid, treating child malnutrition, water trucking, intervening to save livestock and crops where possible, and supporting families to keep their children in school through the crisis. Save the Children estimates 350,000 newborns are expected in drought-affected communities in the 6 months to August 2016, when Ethiopia's hunger season peaks. And that's it for today's edition of Newsline. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. If you do have any comments, please write to us. The email address is now appearing on your screen. It's newsline.nbt@gmail.com. Today we end the program showing you some pictures of hundreds of people gathering for snowball fights in Washington, D.C. I'm Chalapan Sanrula. Have a good day. Swadee ka.